Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Barn Table Talks. I'm your host, Benji Bonhay, here with my co-host, Travis Corman. Thanks again to Experience Ag and Land Pros for sponsoring us. And our special guest today is Grace Schutte. Grace, how are you doing?
Oh, good.
We're gonna first ever qualified FFA.
She's super
student.
excited.
A little bit. A little scary.
little nervous. I feel like she is.
That's all right. We're going to start it with an icebreaker question. We'll start easy.
Okay.
So, the question today is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh. Probably. Oh, there's kind of a lot of them. It's when people. This one's for weather. When they get to driving and it starts to rain or snow and they can't.
So you're calling out like Ohio drivers?
Yeah, like people from Ohio.
Calling out a state.
Yeah. Basically, when they forget how to drive.
It's okay. I don't think we have any viewers in Ohio. We're probably safe. It's all right. Yours, Benji.
Okay, well, mine is actually similar to, we'll go with driving as well, but I think when you're in a fast lane on a highway and you're not going fast enough to keep up with traffic, like just go over to the right lane.
They don't have like Toyota sponsored NASCARs. They're not driving.
If my Corolla can do it,
Yeah.
anyone can do it.
When
I'll
they're
leave it
going
at that.
75 in the left lane, you gotta move.
So yeah, that's mine. But Travis, what's yours?
Oh man, late. It drives me nuts to be late. Like if you're not 15 minutes early, it's late, and that drives me nuts. That probably goes back to when I was in the service, but yeah. So
Drilled there.
yeah,
Drilled into
I
the
can't
brain
stand
there.
being late. It drives me insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Well, Grace, give us a little background. Who's Grace?
Grace is a senior at Greensburg High School who's part of the FFA, and that's really all she does is ag. I come from a grain and cattle farm, beef cattle. I'm not one of those dairy people. And
but I do show.
right,
You do
I
show.
show a lot. I show cattle a lot, but so that is kind of but at least it's not dairy. I know. I'm a hater.
We talk down to dairy.
Yeah, it's my whole family. I'm okay to talk down
But,
on it.
but a little bit of back history on that. So I grew up right down the road. Prior to Grace, like a long time ago, right? I knew Grace's dad.
Yeah.
And I knew her grandpa, and they ran a big dairy farm.
Oh yeah,
Right?
a big dairy farm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was probably
Yeah.
700 head back
That
in the
was.
day.
I think that was their max was like 500,
somewhere
600 head that they milked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I laugh. I remember back in the day, we'd have all these kids come out, like our friends. And I mean, I want to call them city kids, but we're in Greensburg, really. Like, there's not much city here. But we're going to call them city kids because they'd come out. And I remember going down there to her grandpa's at the time. And we would take off and go down the road on our bikes and ride down there and go down to the milking parlor. Right? And we had them convinced that chocolate milk came from the brown cows. Right?
Wow.
So either brown and white
It's
cows.
easy. It's way easier to convince people that than you think.
Oh, it is
Really?
amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, can't get the strawberry. Like the
think
strawberry's not here.
You think you could convince high school Benji that chocolate milk came from?
Oh yeah,
Benji.
we got it.
Oh, 100%. I've seen you.
Yeah, I bet we could get.
I'm pretty gullible,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't doubt.
100%.
That
But
is
I
funny,
love it.
though.
I used to go down there and stuff like that. But it kind of brings us up a little bit. I mean, how much of that were you exposed to? Was that gone before
That
your
was
time?
gone. So they sold it. My mom and dad got married in 2005, and they had sold it either that year or the year before.
Gotcha.
And she always told my dad she'd never marry a dairy farmer, even though she almost did. Almost did. But
Almost did.
then he just switched to grain farming, and then he runs a construction company, and then he bought me a cow, and now I have cows, so he has cows.
There you go.
Now, you got any siblings?
I have a little brother, Brenner. He's 14.
Okay.
He's kind of into it. He loves running equipment. He's like in that stage where like if he gets to run something big, it's like
That's his
Best
day.
Yeah.
day ever.
it's great because I can make him do the stuff I don't
So now
want
I've
to.
heard you're hard on equipment, and I bet he's
Yeah.
not.
Oh, he is. He is. He's got he has some dirt bikes that he likes to take through the woods and stuff, and they come back in the back of the Ranger a lot
No.
because he's a little tough.
Gotcha.
So it runs in the family. I can't
Gotcha.
say it doesn't.
So now have you always enjoyed in and around ag?
Oh yeah. I mean,
obviously-
it was. I mean, my dad always says he could tell when I was little that I was probably going to be the one to keep doing it with him, because I would always be in the tractor with him. I would be mad my mom would come and pick me up because it was bedtime.
Now, these were fancy, nice tractors, too.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I've spent a lot of time in a John Deere 4640. I can't say.
There's not much place for a passenger to sit in a sound guard cab. You're bouncing your head on the window when you fall asleep.
I don't know how I would still fall asleep.
Yeah, you bouncing your head on the window.
But I would always fall asleep.
So what is one of your favorite memories from farming with your dad or growing up around that?
The favorite one for me that always comes to mind, besides him just teaching me everything, I was driving by like 5th grade, which I was really short, so it didn't go well. But
I haven't grown much since 5th grade.
No. You probably can't tell because I'm sitting down, but I haven't changed much. But I think we were planting. I know we were in the 4640 because it was cramped. And he said that the favorite thing to watch, because you start to get tired when the sun starts to set, but if you're surrounded by woods, which where we farm, we are a lot, you can watch sun go down. It looks like fireworks. So he taught me that to try and keep me awake.
Cool.
That's fun. And we mentioned, there's not much room in these tractors and stuff like that. But from the same side, if you look at the operator and like having, like your dad.
Yeah.
You know how much fun he had probably having you in the car with him?
Yeah, I mean, and I always and I still do it. I ask 1,000 questions. So I never really shut up, which was probably annoying sometimes, but he never seemed to mind answering all the questions. I mean, everything from how the tractor was running to why is it making this noise to what does that button do? And then going to like the monitors and stuff. I mean, he would just sit there and hit buttons so I could watch it.
Yeah. I remember I have, similar memories and stuff like that of going out. And so one of my favorite things to do when I was growing up, I loved working dirt. And that is a lot more, we used to work dirt more then than we do now, and stuff like that. And I have the memories actually in a 4640.
Nice.
4010, cabless. I remember planting with my grandpa in the 4010, and stuff like that. But I remember being in, I think we had a 4320, I believe, as well as the old yellow top square, and stuff like that. But the 4640, and love just seeing how efficient you can get on the turns. You're grabbing it, you're just turning and cranking, and it was a pride thing. And then the smell of it, like there's a smell of the dirt. There's a smell that, unless you've probably grown up around some of that, I don't know that you've had that privilege of actually understanding.
Yeah,
and that's pretty cool.
It's a unique experience.
Cool. Yeah. So what's Dad do then?
Dad runs a construction company. It's horizontal construction, Schutte excavating. He obviously did not have any marketing experience when he designed the logo or when he named it. We always make
we're beating up on him.
Me and my brother make fun of him because he tried to run an Instagram.
At least he didn't try to butcher a name with no E and have to explain that his whole life.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. I actually like the old logo a little bit better than the new one. And I think it's just because that's what I grew up with. But we do make fun of him when he tries to run his Instagram account. But he does that, and that's kind of how I learned to operate stuff. He's always been a good operator. So is my aunt who works for him.
Jessie, yes.
I could be any bit of the operator she is, I would be really good. She's really good.
I remember both of your aunts used to babysit for us when I was young.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I don't know what they put you through, but
it's probably the other way around.
Yeah, my aunts always make me smell the food. You learn really quickly, don't smell the food, because they will push you right down. So
those are good.
I can only imagine what you went through.
Those are good aunts.
So talking about the logos, do you have any new ideas then? Are you going to be the new marketing person?
Oh, no, it shouldn't be me. I don't handle really this construction side. My brother is actually more interested in that.
Okay.
I really took to the farm, so I do like the farm stuff, and I'm supposed to be designing a logo, but I'm kind of picky. So I can't decide what I want yet.
Yeah. So that brings up a good thing, we struggle quite often, marketing and ag, right? And a lot of people think that maybe you need to only market like if you're an ag company,
right?
And stuff like that. You really don't. You have to market yourself as a grower, or as a company, either one. You're representing what you do and the product you do and the service you provide to either a landholder, like potential rent client, whatever it is. Like, you have to be able to market yourself. Yes. And I really wish there was better options for marketing companies or people to be taught marketing. I think that in high school, I think that'd be a wonderful thing as part of the core curriculum to be able to understand marketing and market yourself, the importance of marketing yourself.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because even on the cattle side, we see it like a lot of stubborn old farmers. I mean, we all know that they're stubborn. They don't think that you need to be putting yourself out there, especially with these cattle companies. And that's what I see the most. You've got to be on your game. I mean, you've got to have coordinated things. You got to have a nice logo. When you go, even just county fairs, you'll see it, the big setups. Like, it is so important to get your name out there, because one day you could be selling those calves. I mean, you could be like...
Yeah.
And it's
It
a
is so
constantly
important.
changing environment too.
Yes.
You have to stay up to date with all this kind of
yeah.
stuff, because, you know, one year you do a great job, and the next 3 years after that, it's
Yeah.
you got to find different ways to be efficient at it. So it's
Part of marketing too is understanding you're not marketing to yourself. I mean, Lord knows that if I was just marketing myself, it would be a very boring platform that no one would want to be interacting on, right? But you have to understand your audience and how to interact and address them,
Yes.
and stuff. I think that's one thing that I don't say recently dawned on me, but it was brought up to me. Like, we're not looking to market to us.
No.
Like, you're looking to market to people that you're aren't reaching currently, or whatever it is.
Right, because, and I mean, I speak mostly on the cattle side, just because that's where I'm seeing it most, and that's where I have to put myself out the most. But your timing is crucial, and your networking is crucial, because a lot of times you have to get in with other producers just to be able to market like a sale. You know, a lot of it's an auction, it's an online bidding, but the marketing that you see people go through, I mean, you're constantly seeing all the lots of cattle updated. You're constantly seeing posts about it. There's a theme with it, like, and you just have to be on top of it to even kind of get your name out there.
Yep.
Well, since we're on the cattle and the show cattle thing here and stuff, I just want to confirm like one of my assumptions. When you start showing cattle, do you get like an entry level show cattle vest that they make you? Like, is this part of the? Is this what they have to make you do?
Not really.
Just giving you a hard time.
It does have a heated vest, though.
I do have
You
a heated
wear that
vest,
sometimes.
and for other listeners out there, get one.
Okay,
Awesome.
go into that. We've never had like, give me a day. Like, okay, a day at a show. Like, what are you doing? Like, how much work goes behind the
Oh
scenes
my
that
gosh.
no one sees? Like, what are you doing?
The 3 minutes in the show ring is nothing. I mean, people, you're spending. So like on a typical show morning is how I'll like break the times out.
Yeah.
Let's say you're showing a heifer, you have to wash them, get
So
all
you
the
get
oil
up at 10 a.m. and you
out.
probably.
Oh no.
No, not 10.
See, this
9?
past week it is about 5.
Oh wow, there you go.
Go out, show. Hope it's not
where we at?
freezing.
Where we at?
Boone County.
Boone County,
It was
okay.
the AGR show that Purdue puts on.
Okay.
It's a pretty good show. It was just, if anybody knows the weather this past weekend, it was
Cold.
a little brutal. I was ready to give up because I had a heifer in heat and the canopy blew off the trailer, and I was like, maybe this is a sign that we're not, but
Maybe this is.
maybe this was a sign that it's just not going to work out today. But it did. But we were up there early, and you get them washed, completely blow dry them. These
So you're
big
hand
blowers.
washing these cattle.
Yeah.
Probably more attention than,
So how long
some
does that
people
take?
give their kids.
Yeah. Yeah, my cows smell a lot cleaner than some people do, but I would say, yeah, I mean, honestly, but I would say when you're doing like a full soap wash, 20, 30 minutes,
Okay.
drying, it depends on the calf's hair. It's just like people, all cows have different hair. So I've had cows take me up to an hour, but it's kind of calming and peaceful. It sounds bad, but it's just kind of like something you do once you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go and you get them fit. You either fit them yourself, so you take them to someone.
Okay, wait, fit.
So like,
I'm truly learning here.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never shown.
I know
So
it's hard to break
break
it down
down the
when you
lingo.
just
I'll
see
call you
it
out.
every.
I'll
Yes,
call you
me
out.
out because
Okay.
I don't realize when I'm not like breaking it down enough. But fitting, so you're literally doing their hair. So there's something called tail adhesive, and it's like this like super strong hairspray,
Okay.
and it's really sticky. And you fit their legs to make them look like the desired shape.
Gotcha.
So usually, bigger boned, whatever. You fit a little different between steers and heifers, so heifers look more feminine and
Gotcha.
pretty.
Okay.
And then, you're basically just gluing the calf down. You do their top line too, just to make it look straighter. Tail head too.
Okay.
And then you paint them, which is just like aerosol paint pretty much, but it's for cattle.
You paint their like hair.
So when you glue them, they'll turn white, kind of like their legs will kind of turn white. And then there's this like powder stuff that you put on it. It's called powderful. And it just dries it out, but it's white. So when you black them out, should we say black them out? That's just painting. It's any other color.
Gotcha.
But it makes them really shiny and just all pretty, and they go in the show rings, and you just hope that you do good.
Gotcha. So now when you enter, right, what are they judging on?
So there's two things. There's showmanship, and that's like its own separate kind of chunk of classes.
Okay.
So in showmanship, they are literally judging how you show that animal. So like how you're presenting that animal, how you and your animal work as a team, because people don't realize that we're breaking these cattle to us. Like it takes forever.
Like I mean, they're a wild animal,
Yes.
right? That you now have to build this trust level
Right.
between you and it and the processes leading up to
Right.
it.
So, and there is so much going on at a show. You have to like desensitize them to loud noises. Like everybody sees it with horses. But they don't realize that we're kind of doing that same thing with cattle.
Yep.
And every
most show industries, this is a similar process that goes amongst most shows, whether it be your county fair or up to higher national levels, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's all, you'll see about the same stuff. You'll see all sorts of different qualities of cattle because the other chunk of showing is literally just the calf. They don't really, I mean, you have to be able to show a calf good, but they don't really care what you're doing in there.
Gotcha.
They want to see that calf. You set them up a certain way. And a lot of calves, they learn how to do it. When you stop, they stop that way.
Gotcha.
Just because we do it so much.
So you're adjusting how they're standing to better show off their mass.
Yeah,
or
like just,
whatever it is, right?
yeah, I mean, you're looking for depth
This
of
is
body.
my good side. This is my bad side.
Right. So there is actually, that is a thing. So the side that the showman stands on, which is the cow's left side, that's considered kid side. That's not as important as show side, which is the part where no one sat.
Gotcha.
So there, it is a good side and a bad side. Usually,
Gotcha.
so like fitters, like the best people who do all the fancy hair stuff, you put your best ones on the show side.
I gotcha.
Because those legs and that.
Now, do you
top
fit all your own?
My
Or do you help
heifer,
other people fit?
kinda. So like, it just depends. I mean, I've got a heifer that usually I own half of it with someone,
Okay.
and usually
Wait,
that guy does.
How do you own half of it? Is this top half, bottom half, right half, left half?
Yeah, I mean,
Like you guys
usually
got this titled out and
literally-
deeded? Maybe the clean half, not the dirty half.
Yeah, I
Front
mean,
half, back
usually I
half?
just imagine it like, oh, it's literally half. But basically, when you go half ownership with someone, there's potential in that calf. So like this heifer has potential to make a lot of good embryos and babies, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
So we're kind of splitting that so those babies could go in that person's sale, and they have a lot of publicity. They're very popular. But I'm
They've
the one
been
who's
known.
showing.
They've
Yes,
been in the
they've
show
been doing this a while
for a long time, and they've
sell a
produced
lot.
good. Okay, gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
I'm the one who's showing it, and I have it right now and taking care of it.
Yeah.
And then when she becomes a cow, I'll get half interest on the embryos and stuff.
How's that process happen?
It's money, basically.
Take it
Oh,
from
you want
from
how
my
to get the
heifer to a
embryos?
cow. Well, there's a difference. Okay, there's a lot
Right,
of our
there is a
listeners that don't even know
Yeah.
the life cycle
So-
of an animal.
A heifer is a cow who has not had any babies, never been bred, anything.
Okay.
So every 3 weeks, heifers come into a heat cycle, just like dogs and horses
Yep.
and all
Everything's
that.
different. Yep.
Yep. Theirs is every 3 weeks. A lot of times what you'll see is AI, which is artificial insemination.
Mm-hmm.
And I can do that. I learned how. I went around this time last year, I went down to Scottsburg and got certified with ABS.
Okay.
Because it's actually a lot easier than people think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you kind of just stick your hand in there.
I remember
Which
back
sounds
when
bad.
I remember back when I was I was probably like
Benji.
7 or 8 years old. I think probably they started the first AIing of like sows and hogs and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean it's
Yeah, it's a,
Wow.
and so you'll do that. And
why did we do that? Hold on.
So-
Back step a little bit.
right. So we
Why?
do that because, first of all, we all know that bulls can be mean.
Mm-hmm.
They can get a little bit too aggressive. Sometimes it's easier to just not have them on your farm. It's sometimes safer.
Okay.
You're also getting a better selection of genetics.
Yep,
All it
you
is a
can-
little straw.
Yep.
So you can have whatever genetics you want. You just order them through your, I call them the semen.
Catalog.
Yeah, the semen
Catalog.
Yeah, the semen dealer. I mean, I don't think
Here we
that's
go,
the proper
Amazon.
term. Yeah, I mean, they do give me a catalog every time he fills up the nitrogen tank, which is what it sits in. You
Because
got
that
to keep.
stays at a certain temperature.
Yep, it's
Very
got to be
stable temperature.
super cold.
Yep.
And it is AIing is one thing that people do because you just get a better selection of genetics.
And this doesn't just contained to cattle.
No, you can
This
do it
is-
sheep, pigs.
This is livestock.
Yes. Now,
livestock.
it's easier in cattle. Sheep, it is actually a invasive procedure. You have to do surgery on them.
Okay.
Cattle, they're big enough that you don't have to.
Gotcha.
You can just kind of do it from the back end.
Okay.
Google it if you want to know.
Won't go into that.
Yeah,
I
we
won't
won't
ask
go-
questions.
Yeah,
about that.
Benji might
On the
Google
work
it.
computer.
Yeah, on the work computer. Do it on Matt's computer. But yeah, it's AI is an option, and then IVF, which you hear about that in humans a lot. It's the same.
Okay.
I mean, you can remove eggs from a cow about the same way.
Yep.
It's through like vacuum suction, but it's about the same. You do have to cycle them into heat, and you can do that through there's cisterellin, and that's like the most common one.
Gotcha.
Luteolise is a common one. It's just, it makes them cycle, so they actually have enough eggs to have
Gotcha.
them. And then the baby is made in a dish. Just how that is.
Yep.
And then it gets put into
Reimplanted.
into a donor cow. So
Gotcha.
you can have a cow with awesome genetics.
But
You
be
could have 5
terrible
babies coming out.
That'd be terrible at like
Usually
the
if
reason
they
this is
have-
like
yeah.
the birthing or carrying a calf or caring for a calf
Yes.
is totally different than possibly being a I'm gonna call it a show or even a producing. So like in the dairy industry and stuff like that.
Yes.
I mean there's really strong milk producers.
Yes, but they
Can't carry,
calf.
can't care, can't anything
Okay.
like
So
that.
you
Like-
can't have like a regular cow just carry like a real.
Well, you can,
You
but what your
can.
expectations are coming from this, right? It depends on where you're going.
right. Really, you're doing this for genetics. So like a lot of times club cattle, which are show cattle, it's just what they're called. They suck at being moms. Like they just do. Their hips might be too thin. Sometimes they just have a calf and they don't know what to do with it. Which
Take this to humans. Take
Yeah.
this to humans. It's the same thing. Somebody
Right.
that wants to show and be like on display, they suck at being parents.
right, like they don't know how to do it. But
Right? I mean,
yeah, I mean,
go to any Real Housewives of blank.
oh yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
Find this on TV, right?
Yeah.
They suck at being parents.
Oh yeah, it's the same with cows. Like they don't even know what they're doing, which that can happen to any heifer, even if it's a production heifer. But they usually catch on a little quicker, from what I've seen. I mean, usually you can make them be like, "This is yours. You need to take care of it," and then they kind of catch on. But
You could make a reality TV series about
on
this.
cows, oh, I could.
Unless there already is. There might be.
There-
one.
I don't know.
But you could get a camera crew
found
to
one.
follow around
Oh.
like different
Well,
teams
yeah,
that
cows
do
are
all
dramatic.
this, and then just see how it ends up, and like have a leaderboard on like who's doing the best throughout
Oh
the year.
yeah, yeah. Cows are the like
And if
everybody's
someone
like,
does
oh, it's
do
just a
this, or it's
cow.
already out there,
Yeah.
let me know.
Oh yeah, all their personalities. Like some of them are just it's all drama.
It'd be kind of cool.
It would be cool. It'd be smart. Wow. We could make
I didn't
good
realize there
money.
was that much in that.
Now-
Oh, it's insane.
So we're back to show day, and we just got done fitting and blacking out and gluing, and right,
then-
you've entered the ring and put the best side facing the judge,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
So basically, it's luck of the draw. Every judge is different. You just hope and pray that all that money
now
you
I'm
just spent.
sure this is one place that politics has nothing to do
Oh,
with.
you.
Oh, I may have stepped on something there. You mean politics influence
Oh my gosh.
the majority of
you
every
don't-
piece of our life?
Oh yeah. I mean, there are politics within cattle. There are people who won't show in the ring with other people.
Really?
Oh my gosh. There's people who, yeah, it gets messy. It is.
Once again,
Show cattle are like
TV show.
almost worse. Like show cattle people, I mean, they're nuts.
Now do the Amish show, because we could make a killer TV show like.
I've never seen an Amish person show.
What was that
but
show
that'd be
they had?
awesome.
Like, what was that? The Amish Mafia. What is that?
Is there really a show about
Yes,
Amish
I'm
mafia?
pretty sure there was
was.
something
Wait,
like
really?
that where they were. Yes, and
forget what
that
it was
entered my
called,
mind about
but
like
yeah.
this show.
I don't know. I've never really seen an Amish person show. It probably, I mean, the electricity and then like the things that people give their calves that they're not. I don't know if the Amish can. Yeah, literally. I don't know. They can't really plug in.
This is gonna be over.
That's okay. I mean, you can't really towel drying, so I don't know what they're gonna do. Honestly,
Yeah.
towel drying doesn't really get it done.
So now we have all these cattle coming in from all across the nation, right?
Yeah.
Geographically, I'm sure there's different areas, But how far do you travel?
The farthest I've gone so far is Oklahoma City.
Okay, that's a 14-hour.
It's
Ish?
about 12.
12.
but
Okay,
That's booking it because we had calves on a trailer, and they don't like staying on a trailer.
it stresses them,
Yes.
and they get sick.
Yes, we left at 2 a.m. and we cooked to get to Oklahoma City.
Gotcha.
And, I mean, there's things you can do. I mean, they have like a cow version of basically Tylenol. And it just helps relax them, and so they're not in pain. We do tie them low. We like to tie them in the trailer.
No, they won't lay down when they're in a trailer, will they?
Not really, no.
Yeah, so this is like you standing the whole trip. Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while one will, but it's not for long because they're constantly moving.
Yeah.
And it is hard on them, the bouncing.
Yeah.
That's what's nice. When we go out to Oklahoma City, we're there for a week. So they have time to kind of,
Recuperate.
kind of get used to it and kind of just be like, okay, we're here.
It's not the
We can
weekend.
walk-
in and out.
yeah.
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 That is kind of nice. But the farthest one that there is that's popular, that's a national show, is probably Denver.
Yep.
That's a big one. It's kind of fallen out of style, but people still show it. It's basically because they're switching locations.
Gotcha.
And then there's one in Fort Worth that's pretty good too.
So then you get there, all these other cattle from across the country come in, and they're bringing all this cough and all this sickness with
Oh
them.
yeah,
Right? So this is a real thing.
yeah.
Right? 'Cause,
So
I mean, you come
it's
back.
like it's like when you send your kids back to school and then they all get sick and get the flu.
Yeah.
It happens to us too when we go to shows. I mean, people will come back sick because you're also working hard. I mean, you're there on show days. You're there at about 3 a.m. and you show all day, especially if you're showing with a large show string. If you go with a big group, because you're helping everyone.
Gotcha.
So you are there early, and you just, by the time you get home, you're dead. But cattle will, you got to watch like ringworm.
Yeah.
I always get ringworm too. I don't really know what that's about, but ringworm.
You should take the better half of the cow. You should probably take the front half, not the back half.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, cows can get sick, but it's about like people. There's medicine.
Yeah.
You can fix it.
Yep.
You can be helped.
So then you come back and it's school on Monday.
Yep.
For you, right?
Yep. You go right back to school. Unless I convince my mom to not make me. Depends on how late we get back. Because it does suck. Like,
you were out this
you
last
do.
weekend then. And well, I guess Sunday, your return trip is Sunday. Break up, clean down. Because do you show on Sunday or do you not?
Yeah, so that show, a lot of like, they're called jackpot shows because you can win money at them.
Okay.
But at least the shows right now we're kind of done with nationals for a minute.
Okay.
But we showed steers on Sundays and steers on Saturday, heifer on Sunday. And usually they're just condensed into one day. Luckily we had two because it is a little bigger of a show. The steers we broke down that day, and they make special removers.
Oh, okay.
Works really well.
Special removers. Explain. I mean, okay, so
It's probably chemicals. I don't know. It's like Sullivan's makes one.
Oh, like to clean up after the fit.
You literally
It's cleaning
have
up
to melt
the fit.
glue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Sorry.
you're not just like you're not dragging them back in and just turning them back out and
No, because it'll itch them.
Okay,
Just because the glue is so stiff.
Basically,
And then-
you're kind of
Yeah, and water won't get it.
Okay, gotcha.
You've got to like,
You gotta clean them.
Yeah.
Clean them.
Okay,
Gotcha.
gotcha.
yeah, you got to use like remover.
You got to unfit.
Yes, you have to unfit. Then you dry them again, and then they can go hang out.
Okay, gotcha.
At this show, they had to hang out in the trailer for
Yeah.
the most part, but some shows are just like that, and they don't mind. You just give them hay, and they hang out. And then the heifer we showed, and then we actually took her home to break her down because one, the weather
Wanted to get on
sucked,
the
and
road.
two, it's so much easier to break down at your own barn.
Gotcha. Now, I mean, I know a few guys that do this that I think we're probably know as well, but there's sometimes these animals, I mean, they're in a very cush life.
Oh my gosh. You would
Right?
not believe, like,
I mean, you want to keep a certain temperature because hair coat stays a certain
So,
length, right? And
once it gets up to like 50, 60 degrees, I turn fans on to keep their hair because you
Okay.
don't want them to get hot to lose their hair.
now some people,
Some people put them in coolers.
coolers.
Wow.
So this is like an AC,
Oh
like,
my gosh. It's about like 35 degrees.
yeah. And the cow
40.
loves it though.
Yeah, most of the time you'll see big market-ready steers in coolers to get that hair grown. The steer world and the heifer world are completely different. I mean, people are doing such different things in them. I mean, they're both cows, but
Yeah.
those steers, I mean, which people put heifers in coolers, it just doesn't work as well. Heifers
Gotcha.
don't care. They're tough. But those steers,
It's kind of
I
like
mean,
women. Most time it's like, you
Yeah.
get somebody sick, a girl's, women.
yeah,
not
like we have a
complain near
cold
as
and we're
much.
fine, and then a guy gets a cold and it's on the ground.
My son's been out of school for almost a week, and then he gets up this morning. He's like, I just don't feel good. You don't even have a temperature. Like,
Me every morning, man.
Yeah, literally, I don't think I've ever felt good. Like, I don't know.
but yeah,
Yeah, there are definitely, but there's 6 inches of hair on those steers.
really.
Yeah, but
There you go.
everybody always wants a cooler, but they're a lot more work than just running fans and rinsing. Rinsing's a big thing because it keeps them cold.
There
But
you go.
coolers are a lot of work. I don't think I'd ever get one. You can
No.
do the same without one. It's just
Gotcha.
it is a pain.
So you're in your senior year.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next step after school?
I'm not gonna go to college because I barely like high school. I mean, we're barely getting by. So not like in a bad way,
I may
but
have a
like,
thing here. If you show up to school on Monday after the show, and you're not talking your mom into
that would probably help, honestly. But I'm like, I've had senioritis for 4 years. Like, it's done. I want to get out so bad, but I'm definitely going to farm, and I'm going to look for, like, a big girl job. Probably something to do with ag, because I don't see myself liking anything else.
take an interest in marketing. It may interest
It
you.
could. I may like it.
Because you will find that you're going to need to market yourself for your farm too.
Right. That's the biggest thing right now is marketing and trying to get everything out there, and
Have fun with that. You know?
it's a pain. I applaud people who have good marketing programs because it sucks.
So yeah, that's a special thing, a learned skill, I think.
Yes.
And you can't just throw darts at walls.
Yeah.
So
No,
I did that for a
more
long
to-
time. So,
Hey, it happens.
so
Sometimes it's the only way you get somewhere is throwing stuff at walls.
that's right. That's right. So, well, Grace, this has been fun. This was an impromptu jump up, and you had no idea.
Oh, no,
We
that
got
was
fucking on
terrifying.
her, so-
Yeah,
we
that was
blindsided
terrifying.
her today with her coming in. So Grace
Yeah.
is on a work release program with us.
Yeah, it's job shadowing.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
We get her experience. She gets to see the technology side that we do.
Yes.
She's in and around different aspects of our business overall throughout the whole process. So it's been fun.
Yeah,
We like it.
it's a lot of fun here.
So we like it, but well, we're gonna let you go because I know you got to get back to school.
Yeah,
Thanks
something like
for
that.
Agreeing to be on here.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't as scary as I thought. It wasn't that bad.
So, yeah, there you go.
awesome. Well, thank you again to Experience Ag and Land Pros for sponsoring, and hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and catch you guys on the next episode.